Did you know that there is a bird flying around your neighborhood right now that can plan for a future it cannot yet see, hold a grudge against you for years, recognize your face in a crowd, and solve puzzles that would stump a 4-year-old human child? We tend to use the word birdbrain as an insult, a shorthand for something small and stupid, but the ravens and crows of the world have spent the last few decades quietly humiliating that assumption inside laboratories and across wild landscapes. These birds, known In controlled experiments, researchers taught ravens to use a specific tool to open a box that contained a tasty reward. Then they took the box away entirely. Hours later, with no box anywhere in sight, the birds were offered a tray of random objects, including that one useful tool mixed in among useless junk. Again and again, the ravens selected the tool and held onto it, sometimes for many hours, waiting, because they understood that the box would eventually return and the tool would be needed. They were not reacting to a reward in front of them. They were preparing for an opportunity that existed only in their imagination of what was coming next. Coin for candy. When offered a selection of objects, the birds learned to pick out and save the barter token specifically, refusing immediate smaller treats in favor of the chance to trade later for something better. This is delayed gratification, the exact same self-control test that we give to small children with marshmallows, and the ravens passed it. They would turn down a good thing now to secure a better thing later, planning across time and resisting their own impulse. Cataloging where each cache is buried so they can return weeks later, in the dead of winter, and dig up a specific meal they hid in a specific spot, long after they buried it. But hiding food is where things take a genuinely sinister turn, because where there are thieves, there is deception. Ravens are notorious food thieves, and they know it, because they themselves are thieves. This means a raven hiding its dinner is acutely aware that another raven might be watching, waiting to swoop in and rob the cache the moment its back is turned. So the ravens do something extraordinary. When they sense they are being observed, they will pretend to hide food in one location, going through all the motions of burying it, while actually keeping the real prize and stashing it somewhere else entirely once the spy looks away. They create decoys. They will even cut a caching session short and hurry away if a competitor present, only the sound of a hidden raven was played. The test bird, knowing that a competitor could theoretically be watching through that peephole, it was responding to the mere possibility of an unseen mind on the other side of a hole, reasoning about what an invisible competitor might know. This is the closest any animal outside of our primate cousins has come to demonstrating that it understands the very concept of seeing, the idea that vision is a private window into a mind, and that mind might be working against it. Now let us talk about tools, because this is the arena where one particular corvid becomes almost frightening. On the remote island of New Caledonia in the Pacific, there lives a species of crow that has turned tool use into a craft. These New Caledonian crows do not just grab a stick and poke at things. They manufacture tools. They take twigs and strip them down, they snip the edges of stiff leaves into tapered hooks, and most astonishingly, they take pieces of wire or plant stems and deliberately bend them into hooks to fish grubs. Starts feeling personal. In a study near Seattle, researchers wore a particular caveman mask while they captured and banded wild crows, an experience the crows found deeply unpleasant but harmless. From that day forward, those crows recognized that specific mask as the face of an enemy. Whenever anyone wore it, the crows would scold, dive bomb, conclusion, that these birds possess a working theory of mind, an understanding that other creatures, both bird and human, have thoughts, intentions, and feelings of their own. So how on earth does a brain the size of a walnut accomplish all of this? For the longest time, scientists assumed intelligence required a big brain with the folded, wrinkled outer layer we see in mammals, the structure we credit for human reasoning. Crows and ravens have